What's up, guys? I'm Brian Altano. I'm here with Allison Rapp. This is the final day of E3 2015.
No.
All week long, IGN. We've been covering every video game in the world. Allie and I specifically have been hanging out all week long. We launched a new show called The Brian and Allie Show, where we talk about Nintendo games. You brought me one more Nintendo game today.
Yeah, it's a good one, too.
Xenoblade Chronicles X.
Yeah.
The X game in the Xenoblade Chronicles franchise.
Is it all of two?
It's not numbered, right?
No, yeah, because there was just Xenoblade Chronicles, which was for the Wii. And we also released basically, like a port with some added features on the 3DS.
So now this game is out in Japan right now.
Yeah.
But this is obviously the North American version.
Yeah, we're actually seeing some English. The game, like the text and the voices in English aren't done yet.
Yeah.
But we're seeing some of the English text that they've put in.
So what's the story here? I see 4 people and a chicken.
Oh boy. Oh, Tatsu. Yeah. I don't know what he is. So there was the R-Wing chicken, and now there's the chicken on here.
Yeah.
So the general gist of Xenoblade Chronicles X is there were these warring alien races, and they were battling over Earth, and Earth was about to be destroyed. And so humans took off in these big arc ships to escape Earth while it was being destroyed. And unfortunately, a lot of them were shot down.
They died?
Huh?
They died?
Yeah, they died.
That's really dark.
Yeah. This isn't even the end of it. And so one ship, the White Whale, escaped, and they were just flying off. But they crashed over an alien planet. And there was this pod, basically it was New Los Angeles, New LA, so this kind of like city pod that survived. And so a lot of people survived. But what they're trying to do now is they're basically, all the people that survived the crash on this alien planet now need to go out and find the rest of the White Whale, which was like this massive, massive arc. So they can recover like pieces of it, so they can save other people that were, in pods, things like that.
Sure. So
and that's what you are, is you were someone that Elma, the white-haired lady, found in like a pod from the crashed White Whale.
So there's ship parts all over New Los Angeles.
Oh, New Los Angeles is just the city.
Oh.
Right. So New Los Angeles is like the city that was part of the White Whale that crashed, and it's still intact. But and so we're seeing some of New LA right now. But you're actually in this massive planet, and we're going to be seeing one of the continents in the planet called Primordia. And so there's multiple continents. It's a massive, massive, massive planet, massive game.
Can you steal those cars?
The cars? Can you steal the cars? I don't think so.
Why
would you want to steal the cars?
Can you borrow them?
You're a good man. Get out of here. I'm just borrowing this. You're part of Blade.
Yeah.
And Blade is basically this organization that's kind of heading up doing the salvaging of the pieces of the White Whale that have like crashed on different parts of the planet.
So
look.
What do we have down here?
Look, Brian.
Look at that little screen. It's beautiful.
So we're showing the gamepad, and on the gamepad you see these basically kind of like these whole bunch of shapes.
Yeah.
Those are called segments. And the segments show you basically it's kind of like the map, but it's showing you more detail on what's actually on the map. So you see things like if there's a named enemy in the area, which is a really powerful enemy, which we are not going to take on right now because I think we're like level 15.
Right.
Named enemies, places that you can mine for resources, places that you can that you might have like found a quest that you haven't completed yet. All of that can be displayed on those little segments. And so the game really does like, and there's a Collector Pedia, which returns from Xenoblade Chronicles.
A kleptopedia?
Collectopedia.
Oh, I thought it was like a book of people who steal stuff.
I mean, it's kind of like that, right? Because you're picking up stuff and you're like, I don't know if this belongs to me. It's just sitting out on the continent.
It's a book no one's ever paid for.
So the Collectopedia is kind of where you take, take info on all the stuff that you collect, all the enemies that you see.
Right.
And the game rewards you for doing that. So when you fill that out, you basically get, I think, what are called battle points. And battle points, you can use those to improve your arts, which are the things that you use in battle. And we'll see that in a little bit. Right now, we're just, we're on a quest. We're on a heart-to-heart quest right now.
Yep.
And what a heart-to-heart quest is it's a quest in the game where, as you're doing it, you're going to see like character background from maybe people in your party. You might have a lot of opportunities to like improve your relationship with the people in your party, because you might have seen when you were talking, sometimes a little heart would appear
Yes.
above some of the characters. That means that they liked something that you said.
So obviously we have this gigantic kind of open world, right?
Yeah.
And are you sort of free to go anywhere you want and then die?
Yes,
get
actually.
killed by giant awful things?
Pretty much anywhere you can see, you can go, as long as you have the means to get there. So, we're looking out like that weird egg thing.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that's like some sort of boss or something like that. That's what I was told. Apparently, it's like endgame type stuff. So they didn't want to spoil me.
The main boss of this game is a chicken. Is that what you're telling me?
Surprise.
So you see like that giant mountain up there. You'll be able to climb up there, right?
Yeah. If you see somewhere, likely you can go there if you have the means. So. Right now we're just exploring Primordia, but later on you'll get what's called a skell. And a skell is basically your own personalized, weaponized, massive robot that you can like customize with weapons, armor, color, whatever you want, and then go out into this huge planet and explore, whether like it's on ground, you can move super fast, or you can fly.
What?
So it's a way to like reach new areas that maybe you couldn't reach on foot. It's a way to get across land much faster than it is by walking.
Can I ask you a question? Why would I ever get out of that robot?
So one of the reasons is that it uses fuel.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not unlimited,
I knew there was a
right?
catch.
It's not like a magical robot that just,
Oh,
runs
right,
off
yeah.
of happy feelings.
I'm sorry. That's a little too ridiculous in this massive fantasy world of monsters and chickens.
Giant eggs.
You're like, pump the brakes. There's some rules here we got to deal with.
Chill out.
Yeah.
So you have fuel, and you do like regen fuel if you get out of the skell. You can also get fuel, like if you go back to New LA and you go back to your Blade headquarters, you can refuel. So it's not infinite, but you do use the skell to get to new areas that you might see now, but you can't get to.
This is just like real life. Everyone's just checking their phones. No one's talking to each other.
I mean, that's what we did right before we came on here, right?
Yeah, we're just standing around like, hey, I don't want to actually talk to you.
Are you starting it?
So there's a lot of people in this game. There's a lot of people on this quest specifically. So you have this party of 3 plus the chicken.
Yeah,
a lot of chickens in this
plus
game.
Tatsu, yeah. So the 3 ladies that we're with right now, one of them is, of course, our pro tag.
Right.
So the pro tags are totally customizable, and the customization options are weird. Like, people were telling me, like, oh, you can customize a character, and I was like, oh, okay, like, I can maybe pick the hair color or something, gender, whatever. You can, like, pick multiple different eye colors and like multiple different hair colors. So you can have like brown on top, black on the bottom. It's super crazy.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
Yeah.
So you could have people that don't look like anybody else's main character in any game.
Yeah. There's like a whole bunch of different tattoos. Like there's like you can put like a big star on their face.
Like Mike Tyson?
Does he have a big yellow star on his face? Like
no,
he's
he has a big tattoo.
An 80s rock star.
His tattoo's kind of like a scar on his face.
Yeah, there's so many customization options. So everyone's gonna have a different character. But so we've got our main character, and that's who we're controlling right now. And then we've got Elma, and Lynn.
Yeah.
And those are the other 2 ladies that we're with right now. Tatsu is also with us, but he's kind of like a guest character, so he's not going to be fighting. It's just going to be lady power right now. Tatsu, the little chicken thing, is not going to be fighting.
So now we've seen some Xenoblade Chronicles become amiibo. Some characters have. Is there amiibo support in this game?
Nothing at the moment.
Nothing at the moment.
Nothing that we're talking about.
You're always very coy.
It wasn't supposed to be.
Oh.
I'm just answering you.
Oh, fine.
Don't read too much into it, Brian.
That's my job. It's what I have to do. I have to hit you with hard-hitting video game journalism questions. And then
because your cousin wants more amiibo.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's got them all, apparently. So
or so I hear.
We've got giant robots. That's one way to get across this world.
Yeah.
Are there any other types of vehicles, or like is there
Sarah,
fast travel or anything?
Get your jumping on.
She's just jumping on the rocks.
Yeah, actually there is quick travel. So say that you discover new areas.
Yeah.
You don't always have to just this planet is huge. So if you had to walk all the way across it every time you wanted to go to a different area, that would take your entire life. So yeah, you can quick travel. Yeah.
So those enemies back there, are they too advanced for us?
Yeah. You could see they were level 25. So when you're running past enemies, you can see their level. You can see if they're aggressive. And that's by like the little red icon that appears next to what they are and what their level is. And actually, there are some enemies coming up. You can see that it's nighttime right now. There's some enemies in this tunnel that we'll see in just a second that are aggressive only at night.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why? Are they trying
to
sleep and you're bothering them?
Right, maybe.
So you said there's non-aggressive.
I mean, if somebody came into your house at night,
Yeah,
and
but
you're
my
trying to sleep.
house isn't a
Wouldn't you
a
be like, get out of my
giant world.
freaking house?
Yes. No, I would be like, get the hell out of here.
Right, yeah.
Oh wow, he's really interesting looking. What is that like a gorilla?
We're on an alien planet.
You know, I have to associate things with animals that I actually understand and know. So.
Right.
So
Actually,
you said there's non-aggressive.
oh, actually, Sarah, do we have some time to go back and see some of the bigger enemies?
Yeah, let's hang out. I mean, just
Yeah?
take over the whole show. I don't care. Go for it. Let's just
Because
do
we've
this
got
all
a boss
day.
battle coming up.
Yeah.
But there are like massive enemies in the game. And so what you're doing as you're exploring is, so you can see kind of like those huge creatures running around
Wow.
down there. And those aren't even really the biggest ones. You've got like massive ones that like take up a whole bunch of the screen. And yeah, so you can see like, are they aggressive? Are they not? Some of them have the little red icon. Some of them don't.
So what's the advantage of fighting non-aggressive creatures?
You get experience and you get stuff and you're a mean pants.
I mean morally. Why would you beat up something that wasn't trying to hurt you?
I do that.
Really?
Yeah.
I have to stay away from you.
See, this isn't even a really big enemy.
Wow.
Yeah. This is just like a normal big enemy.
And this is a non-aggressive enemy.
Yeah, it's non-aggressive. So you
That-
can walk
what is
by it and
that?
just chill. That's also doesn't look like it's aggressive.
That's
Just-
not
it's
aggressive.
just
That looks
chillin', man. I mean, whatever.
incredibly aggressive.
No, but like this world is so full of really interesting flora and fauna, and there's so much. Like I said, this is just one of the continents. Sarah, can we head back to the boss battle now, and we'll show off some of the combat. Yeah, it's really huge, and the combat system is also really extensive.
Everything seems so peaceful, and then we're just going to
Well,
go
those
destroy
ones
it.
are aggressive, see? And you can also, enemies catch on to you in different ways. So some enemies hear you, some enemies see you. These enemies, if they see us, they'll attack. So we need to run past. There's a level 51 up there, which we definitely need to avoid because it's going to murder us.
So I'm obviously I'm a big Legend of Zelda fan. We're not getting that one for a while.
Yeah.
Is this something that's just gonna kind of like fill the gap for me and hold me over if I want a big adventure
I think
world?
so. I'm really excited for it because if you're excited about kind of what they were talking about last E3 with the new Zelda, kind of like that really open space feeling,
Yeah.
massive world. This is really going to satiate that in a lot of ways because it's just. I can't even express how big it is and how many quests there are. And what's really cool if you play the original Xenoblade Chronicles is that the quests aren't just like, do this thing, good job. Right? Like, things matter. And so when you do quests for people, they react differently. Like, they might, go appear in a different location. They might have a different reaction to you. They might do something that impacts, like, another part of the story. And see, so now it's daytime, and these enemies are no longer aggressive.
He's nice because he got a good night's sleep.
Yeah, they're good. All right, but this guy.
But we're gonna fight him anyway,
This guy's
right?
our boss. Yeah, we're gonna fight this guy. He is aggressive.
So there's numbers flying everywhere. So
Yeah.
It's actiony and also RPG.
Yeah. So you're actively moving around, but there are a lot of RPG elements as well. So on the bottom part of the screen, there's what's called the arts palette.
Right.
And each of those things is a different art. And those are basically like when I say skills, there are actually other skills in the game, but it's kind of like things you can do. Oh, and did you see that bee? So what happens is when that bee pops up, or when you see one of your arts glowing, what happens is you're initiating a battle cry with your teammates. And a battle cry is basically like you or one of your teammates is saying, hey, let's do melee, or hey, heal me. And if you manage to do what they're asking, or if they do what you're asking at that time, you'll actually get a bonus. Like your attack might be more effective, you might heal better, things like that.
It's kind of like a quick time sequence.
Yeah. And those happen all the
better.
time in battle. So not only do you have to, did you fall off? You died. Oh no. So not only do you have to pay attention to like what attacks you need to select on your arts palette, but you need to pay attention to what's glowing, when is B popping up, because you need to be able to make those battle cries.
Sure.
In order to do the most damage, in order to heal the
So
most.
there's night and day. There's also we're seeing it's raining right now.
Yeah. There's weather, and so up by the time in the upper right-hand corner, you also see like a little rain cloud. Weather also impacts things like buffs or weaknesses that you might have during battle.
I have several of those.
When it's raining, what happens to you?
I get sad, and I don't want to go outside, and I stay inside and play video games like this one.
Isn't that what you do every day?
Yes, all the time, and it's okay, right? Right? Validate me.
Sure.
All right, so we're back fighting this.
We're back fighting this
giant.
boss, yeah.
What's his name?
Looks like Shutter Simius, right?
He doesn't have an actual, like, it's not like Dave or something like that?
Well, actually, some of the enemies are named. I mean, it's not like Dave, but they are. You know, they do have like specific like blank Shudder Simius, and that's a tougher enemy. And a lot of those are part of quests. So whether defeating it or getting an item as a part of defeating it.
So are there sort of like, now we're out in the wild, out in the field
Yeah.
right now, getting our hands dirty, getting gritty. Are there like towns you can go back to and just kind of chill out? Was it sort of that space station we saw?
New LA.
Yeah.
Yeah. New LA is going to be your base. Sarah died again. What level are we? Oh, okay. That's okay. Yeah, New LA is also really big. You get to see a lot of quests there, or you get to accept a lot of quests there.
Yep.
You accept a lot of like your main story quests, in the Blade headquarters, which is kind of where we started out and took this quest, the heart-to-heart quest.
Sure.
And at the end of this quest, we actually basically rescue someone who I believe she's part of the team later, but we'll see. You get a whole bunch of different members of your party, but right now we're just using Elma and Lynn.
So killing enemies, obviously, it levels you up. It makes you stronger. Do they drop things that you can then craft into items?
Yeah. So you've got there's also different classes in the game, and each class can use different kinds of weapons. And so you've just so there's multiple classes. You start out with one class. Once you reach, I believe it's rank 10, you can then select like a subclass. You can start messing around with like what kind of weapons you want to use, what kind of armor you want to use. There's tons of armor. You can also do a really cool thing where basically you accept or like you choose a piece of armor for its buff or what it might be strong against.
Yeah.
But then you can then change the cosmetic look of it. So if you're like, I really like this piece of armor for what it gives me, but it looks like I'm an idiot, you can make it. That's me, right? Yeah.
Yes.
You can make it. You can change the cosmetic look of it.
So we're back up here. We keep messing with this guy.
Yeah, this
Like,
guy is kicking our butts.
He keeps killing us, but we keep coming back for
We
more.
were supposed to be. We were gonna plan to be a high enough level to kick his butt, but
But
I
it
guess
just
maybe
didn't
not.
happen.
Actually, we're doing okay right
We're
now.
doing good now.
We're doing
because he's fighting the wall.
What is he doing?
He's hiding.
He's really ticked at the wall.
He's
There
depressed.
we go.
Oh, we blew him up.
Yeah. All right. So now we get to see. Back to our cutscene and back to we're gonna go save.
Wow, I love how
Arena.
she's just like holding this gigantic gun. It's not weighing her
one?
down. The
Lynn?
lady on the right.
Yeah, little girl. Yeah, Lynn. Not a problem. I believe she's the mechanic. Yeah, she's super cute.
She works out.
Elma is actually awesome. I love Elma. She's the one with the white hair. She's a big part of the story. Oh no, the person we're trying to rescue. Did she fall off the cliff?
So
Oh, checking her phone again.
It's really cool to see
Get off your phone,
so
Lynn.
many strong female leads in
Actually,
a video
yeah,
game like
it's
this.
super cool. I mean, from like the fact that obviously you can customize your character. Lots of games do that these days. But yeah, like you can basically travel with
Yep.
you and then two other cool ladies, and it's just like girl power, man.
I love that because
Yeah.
most Japanese RPGs star guys that look like strong female leads because they have amazing hair.
Right. Is Shulk one of those from Xenoblade
I
Chronicles?
think so. I think he has incredible hair.
And of course, there's lots of different party members. There's lots of different people that you interact with. So if you're like, I don't like girls, they have cooties, you can play with dudes.
Why would anybody say that? Cooties is.
I'm sure you're out there.
Cooties is not an actual real disease, I believe. I know because I got a cootie shot.
Did you?
Yes.
Did you go to the doctor for it?
When I was a kid, I got a cootie shot to make sure I would never get cooties.
So now we found her, and that's Doug. Doug can also be part of our party.
How's he doing? He looks sad too.
He looks pretty bro. Is everyone sad? Tatsu looks pretty happy.
She's in a good mood, and that chicken's okay with the sunglasses on. So why was that guy sitting on the floor? What's going on with him? Did he just
Huh?
get
Tatsu?
Yeah, did he get dumped?
Tatsu, the chicken?
Her right there.
Oh, her.
Yeah. See, I can't tell.
So I believe she went and attacked that monkey monster, but I can't remember. We had to go and save her. We were out on the mission. The original mission was just to go like salvage some of those pieces of the white whale.
Sure.
But then we find out from Doug that Irene is in trouble, so we came and found her, attacked the big monster.
There's a lot of drama between these people.
Actually, yeah. So if you play the original Xenoblade Chronicles, there were a lot of just moments where like you can improve relations with your player, or, your party members, and that actually impacts like how well you do in battles, things like that. A lot of that returns. So it's really going to behoove you to work with your party members to do heart-to-heart quests, to do things that they might like. Not saying, but just try to fit in. So there's a lot of that kind of relationship building in Xenoblade Chronicles X as well.
So if you haven't played the last Xenoblade game, is it still cool to just jump in and play this for the first
It's
time?
going to be great. I actually was one of those people who missed the original, and I totally want to pick it up on 3DS. But I just haven't had time,
Yeah.
because I missed it when it first came out on Wii, and I'm really excited about X because they're related, but it's not like a direct sequel thing where you need to play the original Xenoblade Chronicles in order to enjoy
Right.
Xenoblade Chronicles X. So if you've never picked up the original, give this one a try. It's going to be really, really cool. It's massive. And what's also really cool about it is if that intimidates you, if you're like, I love RPGs, or this looks kind of cool, but I don't have 200 hours to spend on this game, that's
my
okay.
problem. Yeah.
Right, that's okay. It's really one of those things that is as deep as you want it to be. You could cruise through the main quests and still have a really great experience, or you could spend 200 hours on it because you don't have anything else to do.
I like having those options. When is
Right.
this game out?
December 4th?
I-
yeah.
I finally got a release date out of you.
December 4th of this year, so just a few months from now.
Awesome. Allison, thank you so much for coming by, hanging out. This has been wonderful. IGN, this is the final day of E3. Stay with us. We've plenty more games, plenty more surprises. This is just the best.